Alright, so I'm finally talking about the linear game thing, and this video is going to be really unprofessional, really off the cuff. I just kind of want to talk right now. The linear games thing. People are complaining there aren't enough linear story games like Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, or Uncharted 4, or the new Mario Odyssey. I keep seeing videos that are saying single-player games are dying, and the whole linear games thing is dying, and developers don't get what we want. And that was given a face by our old friend EA, who said people don't enjoy linear games as much. People aren't playing linear games. And I'm really perplexed as to why people are outraged at this. Now, I know one thing, and I have to get this out of the way right off the bat so that you know that I know. I know a big reason people are frustrated is because multiplayer games, whether they're competitive or open world or sandbox or RPG style, MMO or otherwise, a lot of times those games are used to nickel and dime a lot of gamers to death. You can't microtransaction people to death with linear story games, although I think they've tried. I know that's a big part of this, but I'm going to put that aside for a minute and talk about games outside of the DLC microtransaction area. Even though I know that's where your contention lies, trust me, I have contention there as well. But let's talk about this in a very simple way here. Gaming switched to online with the 360 and the PS3. Gaming switched to online. You want co-op, you want massively multiplayer online, you want open world online, you want competitive shooters, you want competitive online sports games. That was the push, and people responded positively. I don't understand how you could be surrounded by the simplest answer to your question and not get it. If your question is, why aren't there more linear games? Why are they neglecting this side of gaming? Look the fuck around you. Overwatch, PUBG, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Rainbow Six Siege, FIFA, NBA and NFL, Assassin's Creed Origins, Witcher 3, Final Fantasy 15. Competitive shooters, open world games, games like GTA 5, sandbox games like GTA 5, and sports games like NBA and driving games like Forza, whatever. That's where people are putting their money. Even if you just took DLC and microtransactions out of it, they would still make more money. There would still be more of them being made because that's what people want. They want a game that they buy and then they have a friend that they play with online. They're like, you need to get this game so we can play it together. That's what people want. I bought Forza Horizon 3. I had played the demo. I loved it. I bought it. I keep bringing it up on my channel because I'm enjoying it, and that's weird for me to enjoy games. But no, seriously, I bought it, and I was really excited because my girlfriend and I kind of have a shared home Xbox situation, so whatever game I get goes to her and vice versa, so she was going to get it. But then I was like, no, we have to get my friend Dylan in here. I bought the game for my buddy Dylan, so now we can all play together. That's what I enjoy when I sit down in the evening to play a game. I don't pay $60 for linear story games that are going to give me maybe 6 to 12 hours of gameplay. That's a couple play sessions for me in the evening. I loved Wolfenstein: A New Order. But just because I like that, and just because I like that style, doesn't mean I'm perplexed as to why more developers and publishers aren't putting out single-player linear stories. It's very obvious why they're not. That's not what people are playing. No one goes to their friend and says, dude, you gotta get Wolfenstein so we can play together. You say, oh, you gotta get it to experience the story. And everybody knows that the moment you're done with the story, you're done. I'm sorry, but I think the people that are after good, solid linear games are in the minority. I'm not saying they're irrelevant. I'm not saying I'm not one of them. I'm just saying you're in the minority. Why would you freak out over EA saying people don't enjoy linear games and aren't playing linear games when you can see that people are not playing linear games? Look at how many people are streaming Overwatch, PUBG, Fortnite, Call of Duty. Look at it. Go to the most played section on Steam. Go to the most played section on Xbox and PlayStation. You will see multiplayer, shooters, sports games, and open world games. All of this being said, an amazing linear game is like fine fucking wine. It's actually a really bad analogy for me because I don't drink wine. I don't like wine. I should say a good story game is like a really cold vitamin water on a hot summer's day after you mowed the lawn. There you go. Story games that keep up a really good pace throughout the whole game. They have good characters and good quality gameplay mechanics, great music, great set pieces, very interesting things, And whether it's the campaign of a game that has multiplayer like Halo, Call of Duty, or Titanfall 2 or Doom, or it's a purely single-player game like Wolfenstein 2 and New Colossus, a fine single-player experience can be unmatched. I will stand up and clap after Tessinu and Nomura games like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. Infinite Warfare's campaign to me was an absolute treat. Titanfall 2's campaign was so refreshing to see. The mix of like classic shooter campaign, like Medal of Honor style ideas. I don't know exactly the correct termage to use. Yeah, termage. I don't exactly know the best terms to use to describe this, but Titanfall 2 has that old school shooter feel, new school shooter look, and really excellent platforming alongside excellent shooting. It was perfect. Well, I'm sorry, no game is perfect multiplayer or story-wise. Video games are a heaping pile of trash. But seriously, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but all I see is people saying, what do you mean we don't like linear games? What do you mean we don't like our story games and our single-player games? We need those! Yeah, well, one, they're still being made, and two, that's not what everyone's playing. The best way I can put it is a good online game is an investment with your life. You're investing your time every day, every evening into that game. And I'm not saying you haven't done that with games like Skyrim or Fallout or Final Fantasy or Witcher or Dark Souls. I'm not saying you haven't. I'm not saying that multiplayer games are better. It's just very clear what people want to play and they want to invest their time into. Like, there's Overwatch players that when they're not playing Overwatch, they're watching people play Overwatch and watching tip videos and in-depth videos on Overwatch and keeping up with Overwatch because it's a part of their life and it has been for over a year. After a couple of months, anybody that's played Wolfenstein 2 has played it, and maybe they talk about it sometimes. And the only other people that haven't played it are probably waiting for it to go on sale because they don't want to spend $60 on a game that they can't even play with their friends. And that's honestly where a lot of my funds come from on my console and in my game collection are the games that I can play with my buddies. Because even the stupid and mundane is more fun with your good friends. So obviously that's what people are investing their time and money into, obviously. That being said, here's my weird nuanced approach to this that is genuine and from the bottom of my heart, guys. I prefer games where I beat real people. I prefer games where I beat my friends. I prefer games where I have to get better because I don't know if someone else right now as I'm talking is getting better at a game I'm going to hop into, and when I bump into them, they're going to kick my ass. I like that. But I also love a great story, and I love a great open world, and I love a great RPG game. And right now, I'm loving a really good racing game. Please don't see me as someone that just goes against the grain. I'm very middle grounded. I'm a very versatile person when it comes to these nerdy things we talk about. And yes, I might sound like I'm boasting myself up. I just don't want you to think that I'm being a stupid grouch or a hipster. I'm just saying, look around you, look what's popular. Great single player games are great and they need to be respected for that. But these companies can look at a chart and realize, hey, look, these games make more money, have more players, have more playtime. People are recommending it to their friends and streaming it, and that's what people are into. Do you think people would have been playing Overwatch for this long if it was a single-player game? No. People want a game that's an investment for their life so that 2 years later, they're still playing that game or that franchise, and they're still engaging with the same community. So I don't know. These are just the ramblings of some stupid 19-year-old that plays on console when he has a great gaming PC and enjoys Call of Duty more than Battlefield currently. So can I really be trusted? Can I really? Probably not. And that was my chair, not me farting. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you didn't even hear the chair, then that was just unnecessary. See you when I see ya. Goodbye.